Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Now at 10, we're on the tail end of a heat wave that's left the state sizzling for 4 days, but finally we're in for some relief. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Sarah Sanchez. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. Rachel, it's still hot out there right now.
Yeah.
So when are those temperatures dropping?
Tonight you will feel it, especially as we head towards daybreak, because not only will the temperatures drop, but the humidity will as well. So let's say farewell to the final day of the first heat wave of the season, and boy, it has been a doozy. We did end up breaking the record today in Bridgeport, 97 the high temperature. The previous record for the day is 94, and we tied the record for the Hartford area. This has been 4 days in the 90s, and we are done tomorrow. Temperatures will turn sharply cooler, about 20 degrees lower than it was outside today. But this is the heat index right now. It still feels like 90 right now in Hartford, still around 90 for the New Haven area. So we're still sweating. We got to give it a little bit of time for this new air to move in. It is currently 88 degrees in Hartford at 10 o'clock at night. There have been a couple hit or miss showers, rumbles of thunder, and there is still an incoming shower into lower Fairfield County, but the rest of the state should stay dry. We will see increasing clouds as we head towards daybreak. Tomorrow, we'll start the day off with a lot of clouds and also the chance for a couple scattered showers, at least in parts of the state. But look at this, high temperatures in the 70s. Lots of clouds, lower humidity. It will feel truly like Mother Nature has turned on the air conditioning for us. We're going to talk about how long this sticks around. Your full forecast is coming up in just a bit. Sarah.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, it will finally cool down, like she mentioned, but summer is still officially here and the heat will be back up eventually. So if you're looking for a nice, or should we say ice way to cool down, going to a local skating rink will be your best bet. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot went to a skating center in Simsbury to see how the people are doing it.
There's probably nowhere better to cool off during this heat wave than an ice skating rink. And ice skating rinks all over Connecticut are not just for hockey players or figure skaters, they're for anyone who wants to learn.
It's like a pool, but frozen, but better. And it's funner. Really refreshing. It's just like a little break from like the summer heat, and like it's just really nice.
Those are just a few reasons Emma Joseph and Ava Varvelli say they love skating when it's hot out. And can you blame them? The International Skating Center of Connecticut in Simsbury offers a number of different skating programs and classes for skaters of all different skill levels.
We do have some public skate offerings. That's just open to everybody. We have skate rentals available, so if you don't have your own skates, typically go a size down to help you out as far as when you're trying to size those up.
They also offer drop-in hockey, drop-in skating, and figure skating lessons. I did get on the ice, but I wasn't nearly as confident as the kids in the First Stride program. The First Stride program introduces young kids to the game of ice hockey. One of their coaches, Ian Riopel, has taught with the program for 2 months. He says there have been more kids this week because of the weather.
A lot of people coming through the doors. You know, it's a hockey rink. We do ice hockey as well as figure skating here. So, you know, we've been just seeing a lot of people coming in, you know, catching a break from the heat as well as having some fun.
And if you've never skated before and want to enjoy the cool rink, don't be shy.
I would say just don't be nervous, have fun. We all started as beginners.
The skating center is open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and you can check online to find out when open skate sessions are, and maybe you can try a trick or two. I don't know, but for now in Simsbury, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Remember, you can always get the latest weather information by downloading the free Fox 61 News app on your smartphone. You'll get alerts sent right to your device when our team has issued a weather impact alert. And we'll do tonight, a local business is mourning the sudden loss of one of their own. State police say a young man died in a tragic motorcycle crash earlier this week in the town of Bethany. Fox 61's Raven Blue has more from the company's president, sharing heartfelt words about the loss.
Philip Labante's boss called him a gentle giant with an ability to connect with anyone. But now that connection is gone after a tragic crash Monday night took Labante's life.
I just sat down and I had tears in my eyes. And you know, I've never lost an employee, that young.
Prisco Panza, president of Wind Supply of Shelton, was home when he got the call early Tuesday morning that his employee, Philip Labonte, had died.
The fact that he wasn't going to ever be here again, it still hasn't, I don't think it still has hit me.
An empty cubicle where the father of two worked is left behind, reminding those that worked with him for the past year of his unforgettable spirit and personality.
He was just kind of a guy's guy, and a big teddy bear of a man. He was just a gentle giant and, a very happy guy.
Labonte was killed Monday night when state police say he hit a deer on Route 69 while riding his motorcycle. Tragically, troopers say he was run over by a car after the initial crash. He was pronounced dead at the scene. He
was riding with two of his friends, and they happened to be ahead of him, and, Phil left his bike, and the deer came out, and he couldn't avoid it. A loss, Panza says, not only has a huge impact on his company and employees, but on the community as well. What I'm going to miss most about him is, the fact that he felt like he could come in here and talk to me anytime and sit down and we could discuss things without reservation about just about anything. The crash remains under investigation. State police is asking anyone who may have seen it or has dash cam video of the crash to give them a call. In Shelton, Raven Blue, Fox 61.
Well, another person has come forward to join the sexual assault investigation against the U.S. Coast Guard. This now makes 31 complaints of sexual assault that claim the Coast Guard Academy in New London did not do what they needed to protect cadets from sexual assault. Fox 61's Stephen Reels spoke with one of the lawyers who represents the former cadets and has the latest on the case.
Complaints first started to come in against the U.S. Coast Guard Academy out here in New London in September of last year. But this latest complaint, lawyers say, sheds a similar light to those as well, and claims that the U.S. Coast Guard Academy, they knew about the sexual assault, but allowed it to happen and even covered it up.
This survivor talks about how she would never have been assaulted if she'd been able to lock her doors.
This is the latest story lawyer Christy Dunn has heard in the ongoing sexual assault investigation against the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. Wednesday, victim number 31 filed a complaint against the military branch, adding to the multiple outspoken voices over the past year who have made similar complaints.
My cries and pleas to be seen and heard did not fall upon deaf ears, but weak leaders.
The latest cadet to file a complaint is referred to only as Jane Doe. She claims to have been assaulted at the academy back in 2010 and experienced multiple cases of sexual violence after they say they were not allowed to lock their door. This was a similar claim to 27 other women who made accusations, along with 2 men and a former cadet who identifies as non-binary, with cases ranging between the 1980s and 2017.
I keep getting calls from survivors, and I think I've heard this story before, right? They are very similar.
What does it all say when all these complaints are so similar?
That it was a systemic failing by the Coast Guard.
Now Dunn says the survivors want accountability from the Coast Guard Academy and policy changes to prevent anything like this from happening again. But for now, Dunn encourages anyone who's been affected to reach out to her team and share their story.
We know that there are many, many others out there. I hope that other people hearing about this feel empowered to come forward and to join in this quest to seek accountability.
At the moment, the Coast Guard has not responded to any of these administrative complaints. But if the branch denies them, this could allow the people who filed the complaints to start a lawsuit in federal court. In New London, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
Developing right now in Bridgeport, 3 people were shot at 2 different scenes tonight, and police tell Fox 61 2 of those people are seriously hurt. This all started at 7:15 on Sheridan Street. Police were called about gunshots, and then more shots were fired on Clifford Street. We don't know which of the victims was shot at each scene, but police say they have at least 1 suspect in custody after they were arrested on Route 8. We're working to learn more for you tonight on these incidents. And new tonight, Waterbury police accuse a Thomaston man of sexually abusing a young girl. He faces 49 charges. Police say Thomas Abatiello knew the victim. The investigation started in May. Police were tipped off about sexual assault involving the minor. And Abatalo was arrested last Friday. Now he's charged with sexual abuse, kidnapping, and promoting obscene performances. His bond was set at $1 million. The U.S. Marshals Service says a child who was reported missing from Georgia for more than a year has been found here in Connecticut. Investigators say the mother of the child violated a custody order in October of 2023. She's accused of taking the child from Cobb County, Georgia, up here to Connecticut. The investigation has been going on ever since, but last week, marshals say the mother was pulled over in East Hartford. Law enforcement eventually found the child with a relative in town. The child has since been reunited with their biological father. A new state audit has found serious gaps in how the Department of Children and Families handles missing foster kids. Between 2020 and 2023, missing children cases jumped 94%. More than 600 kids went missing over 3,700 times, most of them teens and most from group homes. Auditors say DCF often didn't report high-risk cases, didn't track why kids ran away, and didn't screen for trafficking. The audit makes several recommendations. First, they want to see a study on why kids run. They also want better placement for teens with serious needs and better communication with law enforcement. They also recommend expanded mental health resources and a system to track patterns and revise policies. DCF says it's already updating its services. A police chase that started in New York ended in Stamford today with several people hurt and multiple vehicles wrecked. Officers were chasing a person driving a BMW wanted in a New York robbery. They crossed into Connecticut. The driver went the wrong way down a one-way street in Stamford, causing a crash that involved a state trooper and 3 other vehicles. Everyone involved was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police arrested Honor Hernandez and Betsy Bermudez, both from the Bronx.